Teaching About Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Wednesday, November 22nd at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. It is week 47 of 2023. We're getting there. And in my neck of the woods, it is currently 41 degrees with a high of 45 and a low of 38. Not too bad, but getting colder. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my broadcast. I'm here for the next 3 hours for coloring, companionship, chat, friendship, giggles, and laughs. I've got to adjust my camera. There we go. Giggles and laughs and pretty pictures. Come on in, prop your feet up, get your coloring gear out, and if you don't color, welcome to just hang around and see some pretty pictures. Alrighty. Give me a second here while I find myself on YouTube. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who come in and chat with me. That's always fun and enjoyable. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who come in and chat. Welcome to my Facebook peeps who will see this broadcast after the fact. In my Facebook group, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Hi, Linda. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Wally. The Hirschenroder family always watches me. Linda, Michelle, and Wally. Well, I don't know about Wally, but he knows I'm broadcasting. Happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to one and all, says Maggie. Maggie always sings her way into the room. All right. So we've got 2 projects that I'm working on. One of them is called a duet, which means I give this away as a freebie from one of my books. This one is Coloring Christmas Gnomes Jubilee. And if the gods are in alignment, it'll be sent to Amazon tonight for publishing, and then we'll see when that little puppy comes out. Nobody's thinking Christmas right now, but right after Thanksgiving you will be. Okay, and then the second project that I'm working on is Country Christmas by Creative Haven. So last night I went through and put a black background on the sky, which I think looks really good. So we've got some bricks to do, the house, some steps, the snow, the Christmas tree pot and star, and then we can add some neat doodads on here. All right. Let's get coloring. Let's get coloring. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, this is a current project that we're working on as well. But because people are traveling for Thanksgiving, I'm holding off working on it. And that way, when they come back, they can continue with the live with me. They asked me to hold off. I'm happy to do that. This is also from the same book, Coloring Christmas Gnomes Jubilee. We've gotten lots of good feedback on this one. All right. I wonder how many people are traveling for Thanksgiving. We'll see. Oh, and I will be broadcasting tomorrow. I broadcast 365 days of the year, unless something comes up that I physically can't do it. Like a hospital stay one time. Ooh. All right, let's work on this bow. And I'm going to work with blues. That'll give us a really nice look to this. So I want you to pull a light, medium, and dark blue. Now, let me talk about this a minute. When you pull your three colors, you want to pull colors that will bridge. And what that means, all that means is that they'll blend together beautifully. So here's my dark color, darkest color. Here's my medium color. See how it goes from one color to the next? And then there's my light color. So there you go. The blend is uniform and smooth. And I'm going to apologize because I need to grab a Kleenex. I haven't even sneezed yet. Excuse me. Okay. Let's start up. So I'm going to start with my lightest color. Now, for anybody that's new or that when you watch this broadcast, feel free to ask questions. That's why I'm live. Don't be shy or embarrassed or whatever. So I'm going to start, like I said, with my lightest color. And I'm going to ignore, for the moment, this Zentangle design. I'm just putting in my base color. And of course, as always, you want to be light-handed. Don't jam your pencils into the paper. And the way that you get a darker color with or darker shade with the pencil that you're using is repeated coverage, repeated strokes. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and get the rest of this bow. Anybody have anything to share with me tonight? How's your day going? How's the world treating you? How's the stock market? Linda told me that Wally had the flu a few days ago, but he's over it now. I told you, for me, all right, let's move up here. No, I'll move to the other side so you can see what's going on. For me, about a week ago, I went ahead and got all my vaccines. I was running late. Should have had my flu done in October, but that wasn't possible. Maggie says I have almost everything ready to pop in the oven tomorrow. Oh, good. Maggie and Larry are celebrating Thanksgiving alone this year for the first time in years because family is at Disneyland. So Maggie's going to look up from the table, first time in 44 years. Maggie's going to be sitting there, and Larry's going to be sitting there, and they're both going to look up at each other and say, "Who are you?" Well, enjoy it. I'm just cleaning up that little white space there between the bows. Don't forget to turn your pencil when you do that little lift, do a little micro turn. Keeps your pencil out of the sharpener. Crystal Seeker, hello. Welcome, welcome to Crystal. Hi, Crystal. Okay, let me pull out. So I've got my base color on my bow here. Isn't that cute as a button? Crystal, glad you could make it in here. Do you adult color or did you come in for the company? Excuse me. Okay, now I'm on the right hand side here. Again, I'm just putting in my first color. And then we'll go back and do the detailing, the shading and the shadowing. Crystal, don't be shy about talking to me. That's why I'm live. Oh, I gotcha. You're coloring right now and you usually watch the videos the next day. Super. Crystal, did you get a copy of this gnome from my Facebook group for the duet? I always do a freebie duet, as you know. Okay. Here's where we are right now. Oh, you're not on Facebook. Okay. Gotcha. Well, welcome to the live. Oh, you're loving this guy, though? Oh, it's ridiculously cute. Okay, now I'm going to get my medium color. So I'm going to go back to the bottom of my bow here. Set timer for 1 hour, 10 minutes. Yeah, I'm like I said, it'll be on, well, it'll be submitted to Amazon tonight. At least that's my plan. Okay, this is my medium color. And then the published book should be available. I don't know what their schedule is for Thanksgiving. I don't know if they're going to have people reviewing books, having to work Thanksgiving. Who knows? We need to come up with a name for him. Okay, now check out how I'm shading my edges. This is my medium color. Crystal, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? Okay, see how we've got this medium now on the edges. And that's starting to give us some dimension on this puppy. Take your time. So, Crystal, you know all about my little silly songs, and you know about how important learning blending is. All right, so I'm going to start up at the top here. Let me turn. Ah, Nova Scotia. And then we'll bring that edge underneath inside the bow. But I'm going to bring it in a little further because that's going to be our darker area. So are you on Eastern Standard Time? Well, Crystal, I right now have the ability to be here for people every day. Oh, you're on Instagram though, not just not Facebook. Yeah. I'm on Instagram as well. Okay, you're an hour ahead of me. Gotcha. So I decided that I wanted to be here for people, to share my passion for coloring and teaching. I have a master's degree in adult education. So here's my dark. And I want to be somebody that people can depend on to be here for them. And even if they don't color, they're welcome to come in and just enjoy the company. Okay, see how I'm shading in this edge with my dark? Oh, you find it relaxing, cool. And the company. Oh, Crystal, I have got great people in my group. Okay, now I want you guys to notice that as I'm coloring in my edges here, the center, of course, is getting lighter and lighter, and that's where we're going to start seeing the definition of this bow. Isn't that cool? Boy, that's a thick pencil. Brett Funner 520. Okay. And I'm going to come in with my medium. So this is what's very important, is you want to have at least 3 colors on your pieces. Let me pull in a little bit more. So we have the dark on the outside, the light was my base color, and then the medium around this area here. And this is why when people look at your coloring, guys, it's going to look extra special to them. So look at the difference between this top bow part and this part here where I just have my base color. Isn't that cool? Now in the very center, I've got that showing base color. Then I have a little bit of my medium around that. And then I have my darkest color around that outside. It's not hard at all. Okay, so now I'm going to come back with my dark. I've got that little line there of the bow. So we're going to get squished in a little bit. Crystal, have you been here long enough to remember or know what the #1 skill in that you should have in adult coloring? So there's my dark. Let me pull in just a little bit. Hey, Karen. Here's my medium. And then see my lighter center? That's from my base color that I put in. Oh, you're going to guess shading. Okay. Crystal, the #1 skill that's very important to have is blending. See how I've got all of this blended in this side of the bow now? So if I were looking at a piece that somebody's done, I'd rather have you have lousy colors choice and good blending rather than good color choice and lousy blending. All right, right, let me pull out. Isn't that cool? And then my second question that I always ask everybody, what's the most important part of your page? See the difference now between the two sides? So we've got 3 colors right here. To entertain your brain. All right. Let me add my medium right here. See how beautiful that looks? The part that you're working on. Thank you, Maggie. And what that means is no matter what it is, even if it's just a teeny tiny little leaf on a page, you put your best skills towards it. Don't blow off any part of your page. Some people, when there's smaller things on the page, they'll just throw a color on there and that's it. You do that? Sometimes people ask me why I spend so much time on something. Okay, let's see. Black pen. At the top here. So does that make sense, Crystal? And black pen for my little bell holder here. Oh, Crystal, you were fluffing the small stuff? Don't do that. All right, let's pop over to the other side here. I'm going to put my medium blue in. Now, if you lose your lighter center, you just go ahead and take your little micro eraser. And lighten that up. Crystal, let me put it to you this way. That small stuff and adds up. And if you keep blowing it off, your whole piece is going to look not good. Okay. Now, I'm going to take my Payne's Gray and I'm going to outline the edges of these little swirls on here. See, Crystal, this is a detail here that a lot of people wouldn't do. And it makes all the difference in the world. Crystal, I'm glad you came in. That allowed me to explain it for you and everybody else that will be watching. Let me put it to you this way. Your chain is only as strong as what? Your weakest link, right? And if you have somebody looking at your piece and they notice a detail that's been ignored, in other words, the coloring got sloppy or you didn't bother with the detail, see, look at that. It's going to cause that person to, I don't know if I want to say lose respect, but let me put it to you this way. If somebody's looking at your pieces and they see that you've taken the time to do the detail on that piece, they're going to look at that and go, wow, that looks really cool. Now, look at that bell. See those little lines that I detailed in? Dimension. And not only that, doing detail to me is very relaxing. I love it. Well, you're welcome, Crystal. I'm glad that opened your eyes to your coloring. Okay, so notice now on our right side here, the difference between the right and the left. Some people color like this. They just put the one color in. But we may need to be putting in, if at all possible, 3. It works. These poinsettias that I did yesterday, there are 3 colors on that. There's a darker pink, a medium pink, and then my light, and then I popped a little white on there. And of course, added the green. Okay, let's get the second part going here. And to anybody that's new, all right, so here's my dark. To anybody that's new, if you need me to zoom in or zoom out, speak up. If you need to see something, So here's our dark. Oh, anyway, Crystal, so I'm glad that you popped in because your questions and comments are opening the eyes of other people that are listening to this. Trust me, you can tell the difference on a page when somebody doesn't do the detail. Now remember, when you do your darker edge, you've got to blend it in. What's the definition of a good blend? When one color seamlessly disappears into the next one. I encourage people to write that down. Write it on a Post-it note and stick it on your forehead. Oh my. Silly girl. Okay, see how I'm shading in that corner a little bit? Now, when you have a color, even though this is my dark, I can lighten up that color a little bit and it creates a new color. See it? A new look. All right. So this is my darkest color. So on the inside of this bow, I'm going to carry it in a little more. And notice how I'm seamlessly blending that in. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why I always recommend when I'm doing a duet that you pace me, meaning you do the same thing at the same time. Okay. And then I'm going to darken in this a little bit. Again, I've still got my darkest color in my hand. Then I'm going to put a little medium in there. And again, because we've got the variety of colors, this is what's entertaining the brain of the person that's looking at it. When you use more than one color, it really makes the piece look beautiful. See how on this larger portion, so here's my darkest color. Now I'm going to come in with my medium. And my light color is already there because I put it down as my base color when I started this whole thing. Does anybody watching have any questions? Please don't be shy. Okay. And then that little center bow, that little center piece right where everything's tied together. Let's go ahead and add a little medium to that. And I'm going to add the medium to just one side. See it? So I put it on that left side. Okay, let me pull out. There's what we have so far. And this whole piece is starting to look ridiculously cute. Okay. Questions? Comments? There are 2 leaves underneath that bow, which I'm going to do right now. So pull out a dark, medium, and light green. Well, Crystal, if you follow what I'm doing, I wish I could figure out how to get this piece to you. Okay, I've got my dark, medium, and light green. There's my dark. There's my medium. And there's my light. And I think I'm not happy with that light. Let's see what we can do about that. Ooh, I like that better. There's my light. Oh, you went Facebook free 5 years ago, but you don't mind Instagram and you're addicted to YouTube. All right, let me sharpen. Okay, let's start making some pretty leaves. I'm actually going to be smart about this and start on the left-hand side. I'm right-handed, so I always tend to start on the right when I'm doing something like this. Okay, so I'm going to start my darkest green closest to the base. Now notice the ragged edge here. We're going to be blending in a next color there so we don't have a line straight across, because otherwise it won't blend evenly. And then I'm going to come in with my medium green. Now remember, your light, medium, and dark are in relationship to each other. So you can have 3 light colors, but just as long as they vary with each other, and you have a darkest of the light, a medium of the light, and then the light of the light. And notice how I'm back blending into the previous color, so that means I'm coloring that edge over. And that gives us a seamless blend. Now we've got a little bit of fringe here. Hopefully I won't wipe it out by mistake. And then I've got my lightest color. And notice I'm back blending over my previous color, my medium. And we're blurring that line between the 2 colors. Check it out. Let me pull out. There you go. Crystal, did you hear or see Linda's question? She want to know if you've got email. Okay. Crystal, is it possible to send messages over Instagram? I've never done it. Okay, here's our, oh, there you go. The only thing that I use Instagram for is to post my finished pictures. Okay, peeps, I'm going to work with Crystal a second here and see if we can get her this image. Do you have, Crystal, do you have a printer? Now, be careful that you don't do the exact same thing on this leaf that you did on the others. So in other words, I'm bringing my medium color. You have a printer, okay. Is I'm going to bring this medium color down a little more. And then my light green. Crystal_Seeker71. Guys, use this time to catch up with me. I'm going to go onto Instagram real quick and see if I can get this image to Crystal. Crystal, my handle on Instagram is colorist, COLORIST _ here. Let me do it this way. Take a screenshot. Let's see here. Okay, Crystal, I just sent you a message on Instagram. And I just sent you the photo. There you go. I learned something new. Did you get the image? You are welcome. Okay, let me get back to what I'm doing here. Yay, Crystal can color with us now. Woohoo! Thanks for your patience, guys. Okay. Now, let me go off to the left. And I'm going to do my light, medium, and dark using the same greens that I did with the leaves around the bell. And I'm going to curve this up a little bit because I think that looks neat. And then I'm blending in my medium. And we want to obliterate that line between the two, right? And then our light. Check it out. Okay. Let me brush that, clean that up a little bit. Now notice that I'm using my darker color here on this edge. And that's going to add our detail and dimension. Check it out. All right, same with our leaf below that. Our dark at the bottom. Now there's a little bit of doodles in the background there. I'm just going to color right over that. Got a little bit of green on that red. I'm just going to scrape it away real quick with my X-Acto knife. And then we've got our medium. And then we've got our light. And notice what's wrong with this. This line is not blended well into my light. We've got to obliterate it. How pretty is that? Let me pull out. Hold on. Got to clean this up a little bit. Linda, Maggie, how are you doing? All right, let me pull out. Isn't that ridiculously cute? Crystal, are you back yet? Okay, we've got a little leaf right here. I need to come in with my fine point pen and draw in that center stem. And I need to let that ink dry. So I'll come back to that. Okay, let's roll over to the other side. And we'll get these leaves over here as well. What's up, Crystal? You couldn't print it? Oh, you should be able to get this printed. I have to log onto my big computer to open the file. I think your phone won't open it. Oh, sorry about that. Well, at least you have something to look forward to. Oh, you'll have it for printed tomorrow night. Ha! You go, girl. Okay, there's my dark. Here's my medium. And then my light. And again, just be careful that you don't make your dark, medium, and light pattern the same on all your leaves. All right, let's obliterate that dividing line here. Isn't that pretty? Hey, Crystal, I'll have to do a coloring book of crystals, and then you can tell your followers, and they can start following me on YouTube. But in all seriousness, if you know people in your followers that are looking for company, especially around Christmas time, tell them about my group. Make a note to do a coloring book about crystals. Maggie, do me a favor and send me a text and say crystal coloring book, and then I'll remember. Oh, Crystal, thank you. I really am looking for ways to let people know that I'm here for them. Thank you, Maggie. We can't really... Thank you, Maggie, I got it. We can't catch them for Thanksgiving because, of course, Thanksgiving's tomorrow, Crystal, but we can get them for Christmas. But yeah, that's a cool idea. I'll do a coloring book with crystals in them. So, Crystal, just so that you know, I'm not sponsored. I don't do this for the money. I'm at a point in my life where I can spend the time to do this full time, basically. I don't know if full time's the word, but yeah, I guess it is. So any publicity that I can get to let people know that I'm here for them. I don't know anybody else that broadcasts 365 days of the year. I'm sorry, Crystal. No, you don't either. What? Okay, let's get this next leaf going. Now, on this next leaf, I'm going to start with my medium at the bottom. And then I'm going to go right into my light. Yeah, sometimes my little choo-choo train gets derailed too. Oh, I think I was talking about how getting the word out to people that I'm here. Okay. My Facebook group, I think we have like 2,500 members and growing. And here on YouTube, I think I've got like 1,500. So that means between the two, we've got about 4,000. Yeah, the main thing, Crystal, that I'm looking for is to make sure people understand why I do this. Adult coloring, of course, but also for people to have a place to go during times like holidays. Oh, is this pretty? I think we done good. Let me pull out. Yes, a lot of people are lonely at the holidays, and that's the group I'm trying to get to. Okay, I'm just emphasizing my green on my poinsettias a little more. And you know, Crystal, people don't have to color to enjoy this channel. All right. Yeah, there you go. You found that having the channel on in the background, you could cut off all the other noise. Exactly. I have always, my entire life, been told that I've got a very good voice for broadcasting. All right, there we go. Oh, yeah. Now, let's get that little leaf that I put that line in. So I drew that center line in on that leaf because it wasn't there. So there's my light. And then the medium color. Now, guys, I want you to know when I put this image together, this is a unique image for you. And the reason that I say that is because I merged this image of this gnome with this image of this wreath. You may recognize this wreath. It's in my wreath coloring book, one of them. I thought that would look cute as a necklace on him. Okay, I think we're in good shape. We're about to run out of time for this little guy. That way I can get to my second project. Any coloring questions or comments? Anybody having any difficulty? Okay, Maggie, thank you. All right, let me put my sweater on. Guys, if you would do me a favor and click that like button, I would appreciate it. Oh, and Crystal, I forgot to tell you, if you step away for some reason, do me a favor and just do a BRB, be right back. That way I'm not talking to empty air. Okay, let's get the sweater on. Get the sweater on. This is going to be a really pretty piece. I'm having too much fun doing this one tonight, but I'm also having too much fun putting the book together. All right. Country Christmas. Now, Crystal, you've seen this image that we're working on. Crystal, have you colored grayscale before? This one I've got on hold until Sunday because people are traveling for Thanksgiving that were following me and doing this. So I'll be resuming this Sunday night. Oh, okay, so great. And then, of course, you guys remember I put the buttons here on this little sock. Alrighty. We're making great progress on this little guy. So let me start up at the top here. We're going to work on some bricks. Now, you guys remember the coloring we did of the toy storefront? And we added like the snow and all the little additions on that. That's what I'm going to be doing on this one. I'm having too much fun doing this one too. Ooh. Let's see here. Hallelujah. Amen. Amen. Okay. We need to do a roof line. So I'm going to come in with a lighter brown right here. And our brown needs to be different, of course, than our tree color. Again, this is my base color. I'll be adding additional colors on top of that. And remember, when you're using your pencils, you don't want to be heavy-handed with them. And also remember, when you lift your pencil, do a little bit of a turn. And that way it keeps your point as long as possible. All right, and let's get down the other side here. I'm sorry, Crystal, you didn't know what? Hello, Kathy. Oh, the point pencil tip. Okay. Yeah, Crystal, it's helpful that when you type, when you're responding to stuff, just put in the subject that you're talking about, because I move so quickly on the broadcast with talking. And yes, turning your pencil is your color. When you lift it up, turn the pencil, put it back down on the paper. I'm to the point that I do it without even thinking about it. And then, of course, we're going to color in little circles just to get that. No, you're not a noob. Unless you're saying newbie. Noob. Yeah, I got it. Oh, man, that's looking good. Let me pull out. All right. Now I'm going to come back with a darker brown. Kathy, how the heck are you? Kathy, let me show you what we've done with our little gnome. Here's our gnome. So Kathy, I'm pretty happy with the way this is turning out. Yeah, that bell turned out great. Kathy, by the way, meet Crystal. Crystal, meet Kathy. I was going to do his nose tonight in the skin colors, but I ran out of time. I spend an hour and a half on each image. Okay, so now I'm going to come in with a darker brown on our roof. And I'm going to shade the bottom half. Not half, but the bottom part. Again, don't forget to turn your pencils. Kathy, how's John doing? Now, I want you to notice that when I'm putting this dark color on, I am doing it along my edge, right? But then I'm coming up a little bit in spots with it. See how I'm doing that? We want that wood to look like it's worn. Got a little bit of roof up here. Now, again, he's good, just tired. Has he finished working on his car, or is he still working on it? Okay, now look at the difference between the left side of the roof where I've added the shading and the right side where I haven't put anything yet. All these little touches make a difference. And my contention is about coloring is if you're going to color a page, you're going to put all your effort into, oh, he's still working on his car. Okay. You're going to put all your effort into your detail. Oh, I'm feeling a sneeze coming on. Hold on. Oh, good. I'm healthy. 3 sneezes. Whew. Thank you. Gotta grab a tissue. Sorry about that. Okay. Check it out, guys. So now we're starting to look pretty rustic. Oh, Linda, that looks cool. Here, Linda sent me a picture of her coloring. Check it out. Looking good, Linda. Linda, on your red part, on your poinsettias, near the centers, put a little darker reddish pink towards the bases to give yourself a little more dimension. And your leaves look good. Alrighty. Do we not have fun? Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of Payne's Gray, which is the gray brand that I like to use, Faber-Castell. And I'm going to darken those edges a little bit. Check it out. And notice how I'm adding more gray at the top. That's where you would probably expect a little more wear and tear on this. So we'll darken that in a little bit. And of course, last night I went around the outer edge of this picture with black Sharpie on the border. So we've got that. Oh yeah, finding a good red is the bane of all colorists, I think. You could probably use a red marker. Just be sure you blend it in right away, as long as it's not an alcohol marker, Linda. Although if you have enough wax on the page, you might be able to get away with using a red alcohol marker like a Sharpie, but like you've got to instantaneously blend it. Okay, much better on that roof line. There we go. Now, a lot of coloring and success in coloring is just being aware of your surroundings. And by that, I mean the idea of adding the darker gray to show the wear and tear on the peak of the house. It just makes it look so cool. All right, let's start working on some bricks here. All right. Now, we need to think about the bricks. I don't want to go very dark with them because we've got a lot going on with it. This picture. Welcome to all my lurkers. Welcome to people dropping in. I'm currently working on Country Christmas by Creative Haven. And this is the gnome that we were working on earlier. And that's out of my book, Coloring Christmas Gnomes Jubilee. Gosh, that's pretty. Okay, on the brick. Let's see. Give me a second here. Yeah, the gold and the blue ribbon turned out beautifully. Okay. I'm going to color in between the bricks with a lighter color. Now, when you color bricks, you can either go dark or you can go light. And because of all the colors that we've got on this page, there's a lot going on it. I'm going to color with a light, what is this? This is a Brett Funner. The color is called Hay. And you'll notice that it gives this piece that stonish look. And again, be sure to turn your pencil when you do your lift. That's going to be really important trying to get into these smaller areas. And keep your paper towel underneath your hand. It adds a little glide, but it also protects what you've been coloring. Crystal, you like your Brett Funners? Yeah. I like them. I probably got about, I don't know, 12, 13 brands of pencils. I store my pencils by color. I have Prismacolor, I've got Faber-Castell. Always helps when I stay within camera range. Alleluia, 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 alleluia. Oh, you've got yours separate, but you might combine them all? Okay. Yeah, I like mine combined. Oh, is this looking cool? Let me pull out. You have too many sets, you think? Oh, I don't think you can ever have too many sets. Crystal, how many sets do you have? Okay, guys, what are you coloring now that we're off the duet? You've got about 9? Yeah. Actually, Crystal, one of the reasons why I have the sets I do is that if one starts to fall apart on me, you know how sometimes when you sharpen and it breaks because the core is broken? It's helpful that I can go to another brand and get a comparable color. You have bread funners somewhere. I need to get them out again. You really didn't give them a good chance. I like bread funners. Maggie just finished her winter church she's working on. I don't know why I'm not getting a ding or something. Maggie, let me take a look at it. Oh, Maggie, that's beautiful. Guys, this is, let's see. This is the picture Maggie's working or worked on. Maggie, remind me which book this is in. Isn't that beautiful? Autumn Wonders Jubilee, I think. Maggie, that's lovely. Maggie, blend your sky a little more. Make it look softer. Maybe go over it with an ivory. Beautiful. Okay. Hallelujah. Okay. So I've got all my little grouting around my brickwork filled in, colored in. Now, I'm going to pop down to the geese that have the orange footies, and I'm going to use this color because I really like it to highlight the feathers. Check it out. Yes, that is a book that is out. Isn't that pretty? I assume, Linda, that you're talking about Maggie's picture, the church with the pumpkin and the leaves. Maggie, which book is it? It's Autumn Wonders Jubilee Grayscale, isn't it? I'm pretty sure that that's it. Look at that, isn't that cute? Yep, there it is. That's it. That's the uncolored version of it. And that's the book, Autumn Wonders Jubilee Grayscale Edition. There's a line art edition as well. Okay. Geese. And then on that orange when I did the footies. I just put my first orange on there. And now I need to come back with my secondary orange. And we're going to do a little bit of shading on here. You don't ever just want to have one color. Oh, much better. Look at the difference between the two. This is the one color, these are the twos, the second. Oh, no problem, Maggie. Okay, check out the addition of our second color. Much better. Now let's go ahead and do the bills on these little guys here. Now I'm using a rich orange, so I'm not worried about a second color here. This is so small that I'm good with it the way it is. And I'm pranking you because I'm not. Oh, I'm going to put a little white up here. There's our second color, guys. You should be saying, ILene, do we need to take your temperature when you tell us not to put a second color on? There we go. We'll put a little white on there. Much better. Linda, you going to order that book? You can go into the library on Facebook and see all my books. Just had to add my black back. I got a little bit over enthusiastic here. Okay, now we got some pretty cool looking geese. I'll do the bows later and all that stuff. Okay. Back to the subject at hand, which is these bricks. So we need a light, medium, and dark. Let me think about this a minute. I try to think, but nothing happens. Okay. Change of plan. I'm going to take a light gray. It's this color right here, which I'll circle in orange because you may not be able to see it clearly, but it is there. And I'm going to start my brick color with that color. Why? Because I know you would normally think, actually, these aren't bricks, they're blocks. They're stone blocks. You know, one of these days I'll have my act together and tell you the right information. Oh my. Eileen's talking in circles tonight. So guess what, Linda? Save your reds. We're going to do these in grays. I may add a little red touch, we'll see. I think I have it. Da 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 da. I think I love you. Linda, if you find decent reds, set them aside for future projects. I've done that with my reds before, that when I find some that are really good, I put them in a special little nook, aka nook and cranny. And when I say nook and cranny, that makes me think of English muffins. Oh gosh, now we're all going to want English muffins. Thomas English muffins with nook and crannies. Melted butter. Okay, hold on, there I am. And then with English muffin, you have to have sunny side up eggs, because then when you break the yolk, you can sop up the yolk with the English muffins that have been buttered. Anybody getting hungry now for English with a little bit of cinnamon and Splenda? All right. At least nobody said ketchup. Okay, so see how I'm putting on this gray now for our cedar blocks, basically. Now, don't get sloppy. What's the most important part of your page? The part you're working on. I agree with Crystal. I think those geese turned out beautifully. All right, let me pull out. And hopefully you can see the subtlety of the difference between this side and this side. This hasn't been done yet. Oh my gosh, that's pretty. Now, some people would look at this and say, oh my gosh, that's too much to do, just a lot going on. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? So you start on the part that you're most comfortable with doing. I'm going to turn this sideways. Crystal, I gotta warn you, I've been known to break out into off-key song every once in a while. So Crystal, do you see why I want to get people in here that even if they don't color, they come in for the companionship and just the general enjoyment? I think I love you. Remember the other day I got stuck on the Bad Boy song? Bad boy, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Oh, Linda's on butter and strawberry preserves on English muffin. Oh. Yeah, and you know, not only the art therapy, if you want to call general companionship as art therapy, I mean, my gosh, you have people, if they're isolated for some reason and they don't get to talk to anybody. Cheese whiz, butter and cheese whiz on English muffin. Okay. So nobody said ketchup on it, at least. Okay, check out how this gray is looking great on this stone. Now again, this is just my base color. Yeah, cheese whiz from a can. I'm not sure if they sell it in any other format. Okay. Some people like to buy Cheese Whiz and squirt it directly on their tongue to eat it. Same thing with Ready Whip. Oh, guys, look at this now. Isn't that cool? All right. What you gonna do when they come for you? So now we have to dirty up our stones a little bit. So I have this was a light gray. I have a medium gray, and then we'll go with a darker gray. I'm sorry, Crystal, what's really cool? The image? Or the English muffins with the different toppings? I always used to buy Thomas English muffin. Of course, that's a marketing thing. English muffins are like, I think $2.50 or $3 now a pack. Out of my price range. Okay, now we're going to dirty up our masonry here. Oh, no problems, Crystal. I didn't know if you were talking about the food or the coloring. Let me show you the 3 colors that I'm working with. Okay, so here's my dark, which I haven't put on yet. Here's my medium. It's called Ginger Snap. Oh, good. Let's talk about more food. And here's my light. Now, I'm not concerned about the bridging between the medium and the light, you know, the blending. Because of the way that I'm doing the stones. Kathy says, we brought Cheese Whiz to a party once. No one knew what Cheese Whiz was. Cheese Whiz was. It turned out to be the hit of the party. Oh, yeah. Okay. And don't anybody say that they would put Cheese Whiz on ginger snaps. I haven't had ginger snaps in ages. Add ginger snaps to my Walmart shopping list. Okay. Whoop. Now it's on my Walmart shopping list. Ginger snaps. Dipped in milk. Okay, now when you're doing your different stone, hold on, let me find where I am. There I am. When you're doing your different stone pieces, don't color them all the same as far as shading is concerned. You've got to vary that. And now that we're talking about food, I don't know why this popped into my mind. Malted milk balls. My dad used to buy those for me when I was a kid. Melty delicious. Which makes me think of grilled cheese sandwiches. Oh man, this is looking really good. So now what I'm doing, this is my medium color. Let me pull out. Yeah, we're all getting the munchies. Which is bad for me because I eat my dinner after I broadcast. So right now I'm thinking spaghetti and hamburger patty. I buy the sirloin patty from Sam's. They're a little more expensive, but because I'm on a fixed income. But it works out beautifully. And I use those patties for everything. So check down the left-hand side here. And I haven't even added the third color yet. But look at the difference how it's making, you know, you can see between the left and the right here. I am having too much fun with this. So what I do when I make my spaghetti, I use this thing called Fasta Pasta, Fastapasta, and it's a plastic rectangular bowl. You can get it on Amazon, not bowl, but dish. I do my rice in it. I love jasmine rice. So I'll do up a thing of jasmine rice, 1 cup of water, and then you fill it, the water, no, 1 cup of rice, and you fill the water to the number 2 line and cook it for 17 minutes. And then I'll heat up a can of mushroom soup. And when the soup's heated, I'll put the butter on my rice, and then I'll put the mushroom soup across the top. It is really good. And sometimes I'll have that hamburger with it, and sometimes I won't. And spaghetti is really easy to do. Now, see how I'm doing the different shading on the cement blocks? And again, I haven't even added my third color yet. For spaghetti, I'll use a can of tomato soup. And I'll heat that up and cook the spaghetti, of course, and I'll put the soup on the spaghetti. I don't put as much water that the can calls for, and then I'll put oregano in that. Oregano, pepper. Oh my gosh, delish. And then for the meat, that's where I use my hamburger. Now, see how I'm angling this a little bit? Okay, let me pull out. Check it out. Oh, I know one little touch that I wanted to add on this. Isn't that beautiful? This whole piece is coming together beautifully. I haven't done my doorknob yet. Here, I want to show you something. You know, I was talking about what's the most important part of your piece. And no matter how tiny and insignificant it is, you want to do a really good job with it. So here's this tag. On the present by the door. I'm just going to clean it up. And there's the letter N on there that was originally there. So this should drive the point home. Let me turn this a little bit. Now it's huge on your screen, but teeny tiny on the page. Let me get closer yet. Hold on. Move the camera a little bit. Sorry for all the movement. Ah. Okay. I'm going to take a black fine tip pen. So there's my N. I'm going to put an A. And put another N right next to it. There you go. Isn't that cool? Details, guys, details. All right, let me pull out. Isn't that cool? Okay, color number 3. Thank you, Maggie. Color number 3 on our blocks. Is my darkest gray. Now, I'm going to start with one of the blocks that's out in the open so you can see what the whole plan is. I'm going to tend to stay around the edges with this. And the idea is that you're showing age on these blocks. So on the edges, they're going to tend to turn darker. Excuse me, let me get some water here. I need to get a different dark gray because that one is a color soft and it's very soft. And it's mushing a little more than what I want. Good color, just a little too mushy. All right. So I've changed over to a Fila. And the only reason I've got the Fila is because it's got the color that I want. Okay, Maggie, thank you for letting me know. And notice that I'm putting my darker gray mostly along the bottom. And I'll come up a little bit on some of these. See how I did that? Check it out. So the idea here, again, is you're showing weathering. See, I might round the corner a little bit. And again, you want to make sure, missed a spot, you want to make sure that you don't put the same coloring pattern on each block. But the majority of my color is near the bottom. Okay, so now that I've showed you that, I'm going to pop up to the top here. And start popping in this coloring. Now, what I suggest to you when you're doing this is do it relatively quickly. And that way you don't overthink your graying. That makes sense? Just pop it in there. And then move on. And trust me, as you start to do this on this, it'll become natural to you as to where to add that darkest color. Just swish it in there. Isn't that cool looking? In other words, what I'm saying here is don't overthink it. Questions? And look how dimensional this looks. Let me pull out so you can see a comparison now of the left and the right. See it? Oh good, a freezing advisory for all good. Alrighty. Until 8 a.m. Overnight it's going to freeze. Okay. Now, if you're relatively new to coloring or you've never done this before, just follow what I'm doing and you'll learn it. And look how dimensional now these these concrete blocks look. When I pull out. Hang with me, guys. I may run over just a little bit. Well, maybe not. We'll see. And again, notice on this one, I'm just going to angle down. Oh, I will end on time. Bam, here we go. What do you think? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, bad boys. All right. Now, again, when I'm asking you what do you think, I'm not looking for compliments on my work. What I'm looking for is, what do you think as far as you understanding what I did and being, or am doing, and being able to do it yourself? I want you to be able to accomplish something like this. And by the way, I have no control over the scribbles on this door. I don't like it, but it is what it is. Hey, Crystal, are you going to be able to join us on a regular basis at night? Okay, let me do one little thing here, and then I'm going to call it an evening. I'm going to take some white. And I'm going to highlight the letters. Got a little more white than what I intended. Crystal, you learned a lot. Music to my ears. Then I'm going to put a little white on the A there. And spot white the S. And then I'm going to color that little tagline blue. All right. A car exploded on the Ambassador Bridge as they were going from Michigan to Canada. Oh no. Oh, please God, no casualties. Now, one little other touch up here is I'm going to take my white and I'm going to lighten up on this silver a little bit. Two people in car killed, one bridge person injury. Oh. Oh. Now my whites tend to crumble. Much better. Okay, guys, let me pull out. I want you to feel comfortable to being able to do something like this. And wait until you see the little add-ons that I'm going to put on here. We'll have some fun with that. Okay, guys, I am calling it an evening. I'm hungry. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. So that's from Country Christmas Creative Haven. This is from my book, Coloring Christmas Gnomes, Jubilee. I'm having too much fun on this piece as well. Guys, I love you to pieces. Have a great rest of the evening. I'll see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. Joyous, joyous coloring. Love on somebody. That's what we're known for in our group. Crystal, nice meeting you. I'm glad you learned. Tell your friends and your followers that I'm here for them. Maybe you can explain a little bit what I do, that it isn't just for coloring necessarily. Guys, have a great Thanksgiving. Kathy, we'll see you Friday. I will be here tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Bye.